Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsockеtradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Well, good morning to you, and welcome into Coffee Ann on Wednesday morning, March the 11th. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan with you, and around the Coffee Ann table, we'll say hi to Melissa Smith from the San Antoine Communities. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
And Tim Draper from Navigant Credit Union.
Greetings, all.
You're not in your Western garb today.
Not in Western garb. That was last week.
How'd that
Theme
go?
day
It
is
was
Tim
great.
Draper.
Yeah.
It was great.
You are yourself today.
There was a picture on
Hop along,
Facebook
Tim.
of all of us that were.
I saw some of the pictures.
Yeah.
And did you do like an 80s day? So a lot of
Oh, there was a
lot of
throwback
neon.
Thursday.
A lot of
Throwback
neon.
Thursday was an 80s day.
That's cool.
Do you put the music through the overhead speaker, so it all
Oh, yeah.
ties in?
Yep.
Yeah,
Actually,
I
the
would
music we
love
put
that.
through the overhead speakers, people hate anyway. So they just did like, we have to have this on. We're like, yeah, you do.
Oh, how young are they?
Well, I know.
Right?
Very.
I mean, who doesn't love the 80s?
I know.
How many times did you have to play a flock of seagulls?
Oh, I want to get the hair.
No, that's all right. Our first segment sponsor of Coffee Ann today is the San Antoine Communities. What's going on over there, Melissa?
I know. We always have theme days. I don't know. I feel like you're just catching on, but it makes life more fun.
Well, again, it was Employee Appreciation Week. So.
I know. Those folks that live at St. Antoine Community know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so if you're not familiar with St. Antoine Community and all the services that we offer on our property, we more or less kind of have this expansive continuum of services from assisted living to short and long-term skilled care. We have a wonderful state-of-the-art rehab facility, as well as 2 levels of memory care, assisted living and a secured long-term memory care unit. So if you are interested in learning more about the services on our property and how we can support you or your loved one's needs, I am always available to take a call, give you a tour of our community, get you familiar with the process on how to get your loved one onto our wait list, and you can reach me at 401-767-3500 or email me at msmith@santantoine.net.
All right, Melissa, thanks. And all right, none of us were winners last night in the Mega Millions. One single ticket was sold in Illinois. In case you know anyone in
I
Illinois.
know. But $5 a piece, I'm not playing that game.
No.
Yep. So if the jackpot was estimated at $533 million, and if it's one person, or more than likely it's probably a group of people, they'll have to split the $244 million after taxes are taken out. Oh, so there you go.
Did I hear that there was a place on Nantucket Island that has sold a few different times, like $1 million winners?
It's the scratch tickets. Some of the scratch tickets
so that
in
wasn't
Mass
mega
State Lottery has won $10,000 or $100,000.
Yeah, something like that.
Money goes to money.
Yeah. So
I was thinking that. I was like, well, I wonder how many tickets they bought. But
all right,
yeah.
so we'll start over again with Mega Millions. I don't know what the Powerball is.
Do you guys
at right
participate?
now.
I feel like when you bring it up, like you have. I don't
You know what?
actually.
I have a
Sometimes,
sort of-
but it's the $5 a ticket. It's
I will do.
really pulling me
I'll
back.
do Powerball when it's like 200 million.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I should be doing it when it's 20 million because
Got
who
to.
cares, right? I mean, if you win a couple million, it'd be great. But it's. I feel like with Powerball and you're paying $2 a ticket, I've got 3 chances to try to win. Versus if I spend the 5 on one mega, I only have 1 chance to win. So
I don't.
not that my odds are any better
participate.
any way around. I mean, it's still horrible, but
But you're at the point where you're like, the
they're
mentality of for $5 you get a Starbucks coffee, right? So
Right.
why not just sub out one coffee, take a lottery chance at winning the
then
ticket?
maybe you
but,
could buy the whole coffee shop.
and
if
then you
won.
could infinite Starbucks for life. But yeah, $5 a ticket sounds like a lot,
Yeah.
but these days I don't know anymore. But I'm not the one buying it.
I don't know. Just when it's high.
When my dad would play, he wouldn't do the quick picks. He always would pick his numbers.
Yeah.
And a lot of times he used birthdays and like that, but he always left one strand of numbers out, and it was always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Powerball or Mega Millions was 7.
Yeah.
He goes, it's got as good a chance as any.
It's probably right. It's got just
It's a
as
good way
good a
to look
chance
at
as
it.
any other way to do
I
it.
said, imagine if you won and it came up those numbers, the media would flock in from
Right,
everywhere.
you would
everywhere.
be the 15 minutes of fame right there.
Yeah, it never happened though. Never came up. All right, over there in Cumberland, that former Blackstone Valley prep teacher was arraigned on the 3 felony counts of second-degree child abuse, allegedly slapping 3 students under the age of 10. At least 2 of them are special needs students. I'm not sure about the third one, but it sounds like she's in with the special needs kids all the time. So the third one is probably a special needs student as well.
Yeah.
She was immediately placed on administrative leave from the school and then terminated the following morning. So it sounds like she admitted to it.
She did what Joe and I were talking about this last week. We had a mutual teacher in our middle school, and he used to say, "I'm going to slap you upside the head with a 2x4," and they do it in a wicked Southern drawl. So this is from Kentucky. So I could when they said what this woman did, she went up to the back of the head of the kid. She just went and whacked the kid in the back of the head.
Yeah,
which you can't do.
No.
But I'm sure the kid was out of control, and they were having trouble figuring out how to get him back in control, and was her solution, which may not have clearly not the correct one.
No, it's very cringy. It's very cringy.
So she's out on $15,000 personal recognizance, and she'll be back in court for a pretrial conference on June 8th.
I think she'll be finding a new career.
Yeah.
Well, she's going to have to, because no one in education is going to hire her.
They're not going to bring her
all.
in. No,
Right.
They won't.
Anybody in
admitted to it.
childcare, I would think, would not hire her.
Probably not.
So not even daycare. Like, you could go to a daycare and work there, but I don't think they're going to do that either.
Especially if the parents find out that
Right.
she's there. I don't want my child in
Well, you got to
the
do a
same
background
vicinity.
check, right? Anybody working in a daycare center,
Yeah.
a daycare center that's got some
I
legitimacy
think
to
we've
it.
all. This
Yeah.
is a special situation because this is a child with developmental
Special
needs.
needs,
Yes.
But I think we've all seen those viral videos of just teachers in general losing their cool on kids, and getting up in the face. I think it's hard. I'm not defending her behavior, so don't misinterpret what I'm saying. But I think there's extra layers of stress that these teachers are under now. We're at the 3/4 of the year mark, and I just feel like.
Yeah.
Not justifying her behavior, clearing that again. But I have teenagers and I see people in their schools. I was just at a career fair a few weeks ago. I saw lots of personalities.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my gosh, these teachers have a lot to manage in their classrooms on their own, besides just the content that they're supposed to be teaching them, but the personalities and the behaviors.
Yeah, I'm surprised that more don't snap.
Yeah.
Right? More teachers just don't go off the deep
Well, this
end.
one's going to catch tracking because of the fact that population served.
Yep.
And the fact that she put her hands on them for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Well, back in our day, Tim,
Back in our day.
when I remember, you went to a different high school, but the rumors were, because I went to Cumberland High, that when the school day was end, a bunch of the teachers would wander across the street where the Sherlaman Club was.
Oh, I don't think that was a rumor, John. I think that was a fact.
Back quite a few.
Yeah, I think that was a fact.
Well, not that I was in there trying
it
to
was
catch
after school.
anybody, but
They
it
were
was
done.
That's
They
how
would
you
finish their
coped
day.
back then.
That's how they coped.
Exactly right.
They didn't hit anybody.
Couple of
but-
And
gin and
now they're
tonics
having a
when
few
they were
gummies. Like, I feel like we've just transitioned into a new space.
Right.
That's a great
Now
one.
they don't have to go to
You
the
know?
bar anymore.
I am. On Jimmy Buffett's last CD, he's actually got a song that said "My gummy just kicked in."
Did he?
It is such a funny song.
I'm going to have to look that up. I didn't know that.
All right.
God rest his soul. Jimmy Buffett.
Well, this isn't going to affect you guys, but hey, yay, Governor Healy, boy, she wants to send me $1,700,
Yep.
and woohoo!
Yep. Woohoo.
I'm gonna hold my breath, waiting for that check to arrive.
Free
I'm
money.
I'm sure the Orange
Free
Man's
money.
Yep.
Gonna write
Governor
that check
Healy
out
is
immediately.
demanding that the Trump administration pay tariff refunds to Massachusetts households. She said yesterday she wants the federal government to pay over $1,700, it's like $1,734, I think it is, to each household in the state. This would offset what she's calling financial harm caused by the President Trump tariffs. Trump has said the tariffs are necessary to reduce America's trade deficits. Healy noted the recent Supreme Court decision that ruled the global tariffs unconstitutional. So we all get a check.
So, forgetting politics and all that other stuff.
What?
Do you think that it's unfair that there's such a trade imbalance in the United States, that other countries are flooding our markets with products that there's no. We're not getting necessarily a benefit from it, other than a consumer. We can buy it super cheap, but it doesn't really help our economy, does it? I guess it does, because people are being consumers and they're buying things, and there's importers and there's other people that goes in there too. But yeah, I don't know.
I know we always say
know
you
if
try to
it's-
keep it in an even playing field.
Yeah, you want it to be an even playing field, and sometimes I just don't think it
These
is.
prices are going to go up. We're going to even up, not even down.
Well, true, but what do you want? Do you want cost
don't
of
know.
living increases? Do you want to be able to afford things? And I don't know.
Well, sure.
I'm just spitballing at the moment.
I don't. Well,
I feel
I know
like
how you said it's
there
not
is
going political,
I feel
but
like
this
there
is
is. I know. I feel like there is a trade imbalance, and I always
Yeah.
felt like it's unfair that countries can just cheap, no quality, no safety checks, none of that stuff. They just flood it into the United States, and as consumers, you want the cheapest thing out there, so you buy it. That's what you do.
What did I hear one time? Never be afraid to buy something at a better price. Nope, I'm paraphrasing this wrong, but it was never be afraid to buy something at a higher price because the quality is going to be better.
Not always,
Or
but most of the time.
It should be.
Most
better.
of the time.
Yeah.
Not always, but
I
most
was
of
going
the
to say, I
time.
don't know if that philosophy, if you're a bargain shopper and you kind of are aware of your prices and you're aware of your brands, like different philosophy in mind than maybe 20, 30 years ago, because you have the ability to track differently now.
Right.
You know, you have the ability to track between the Targets, the Walmarts, the Best Buys, or whatever, and kind of compare prices and
Right.
make the best informed decision versus without technology. Years ago, you didn't have the ability to compare.
Right.
So that
and now you can look at
different.
reviews, right? You can look
Right.
at reviews. I mean, look, we bought a frying pan the other day.
Yeah.
How exciting is that, right? Sitting around.
So exciting,
Right,
yeah.
reading reviews about non-stick frying
Nothing
pans with
screams
no
middle-aged,
PFAS in them,
like,
right?
wait.
I am just a sad human being when that's my excitement after dinner. And so that's what we did. You look at the you look at the
reviews.
look at the reviews. What is this really a good frying pan? It seems to be super cheap compared to this other one, which is essentially the same thing. So
I just
what's
want
the
you to
difference?
know, I just went through that process with a stock pot.
With a stock pot?
With a stock pot,
Like for stock for soup?
because I make sort of. I
Yeah.
make homemade sauce,
Yeah.
and my stock pot is a nonstick stock pot. I have
Yeah.
two. I have a stainless steel and I have a nonstick. I prefer my nonstick because
Yeah.
I like to saute up my garlic and my onions. Whatever. My point is, it's old.
Yeah.
You know, I've been married for 23.
You sure?
Shoot.
Oh, boy.
23.
Sorry,
I did
Nick,
the
we
math.
apologize for her.
23 years. And it's a little scratched on the bottom, and they say non-sticks, once they get scratched, it's obviously it's not good, so you got to throw it away. So I need a new one. They're expensive, by the
Yeah,
way. I need
right.
a new bridal shower. But anyways, so I got tangled up in this deep, dark hole of reviews on stupid stock pots. But you
Really?
can pay anywhere from like $80 to $500. I'm
Right.
like, what is happening? Do I
What's the
enjoy making
difference?
sauce? I do. But then you say to yourself, nothing is built to last anymore.
Right.
So why don't I just get the cheap one and
Right,
replace
and
it every
just replace
couple
it every
of years?
couple years. Exactly.
So how did you land? I'm curious
We-
about your
we landed
frying
on the
pan.
cheaper one.
See, there you go.
We landed on the cheaper one because I couldn't find the difference.
Joe is like,
in the
this is not where I
construction.
thought
Well,
the show was going.
But
Well, I didn't think,
the point
but
is
anyway.
the point is that you look at the reviews that enlighten you in terms of the quality of the product. Now, there are companies out there that will stack the reviews. There's
100%.
companies that are
Oh,
paid to
sure.
stack the reviews. So you can, if you want to read through several of them, you can kind of get a sense of what the goods, bads, and uglies are. But we'll see.
Tim, I'm in the market for a 13 by 9 baking dish. Have you read any reviews on that, please? I understand Pyrex is pretty good.
I have not. Pyrex is very good though.
I'm actually a fan of, and they're very cheap, Rachel Ray's baking pan line. I
Right.
have to
Oh, well,
tell you.
okay.
Right, they are good. Those are good.
There you go.
I'm being very serious.
What's-
I know you went into a funny direction.
But what's cheaper?
For
Yeah.
listeners out there, I'm just
Right.
saying,
Well,
Rachel
you're-
Ray's are not expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay then. All right.
They're not the least expensive.
They're
but
not the least
not
expensive, but middle ground. And honestly, I thought it was a gimmick, but they're pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they're having a new topic.
Thank God.
They're having a little fun. Well, they're not having fun. There's a situation going down at URI, and when you read the headline, you tell me what jumps to your mind. All right. University of Rhode Island police investigate residence hall voyeurism. So what are you thinking?
Somebody videotaping showers, bathrooms, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but of who?
Men, women. Men
yeah.
filming women.
Okay, wrong.
Yeah.
It's different in this time. They don't know who the suspect is. They don't say if it's male or female, and they're going after they're taping men in the shower area.
Yeah, that's
in the
different.
residence hall. I said, well, that's different.
It is
That's
different.
right.
You don't usually hear that.
No, it just says the first incident was reported on Friday night in Browning Hall, in the Browning Hall all-gender bathroom and shower area. And the second alleged incident happened late Monday night at Butterfield Hall men's shower area. Officials say the suspect is accused of using a cell phone to try and record men as they were showering. But that does say, but he fled. Okay, so I guess they're looking for a guy. He fled before police arrived at the scene. URI police is increasing patrols, and they're asking the campus community to report suspicious devices or people in the bathroom and shower areas.
Jeez.
Well, yeah, if you hang out there for like 10 minutes, you're kind of suspicious. Aren't you?
I would think.
I found it amazing when my son went off to college. His shower areas were all gender. I said, so this means you can be in this shower, girl can be in the one right next to you?
Yep.
Yes.
I tell you.
Well,
When-
okay then.
Yeah. I was an RA in UNH, and we had
was
co-ed
like that too?
floors, and
Yep.
technically we did have a girls' bathroom and boys' bathroom. But I got to tell you, like 4 weeks into the year, it
It didn't matter.
wherever there's a free stall.
Okay.
They had
Wow. Okay.
at WPI. Well, I'm sure this is not just, but when the kids were in college, when we moved Rebecca in for the first time, her floor it was an all girls floor, all boys floor, so it was by floor.
Every other, yeah.
But the bathroom in her floor was an old men's bathroom, so it had 5 urinals on the wall, and all the girls had put plants in the urinals.
I love it.
To make it, because they didn't want to waste
make it
the
look
thing,
nice.
so they just made it look nice.
Cute.
They put plants in it.
I will say, so my parents struggled tremendously with the idea of there being a co-ed floor, and of course, like, I'm in this earthy, crunchy university. I'm learning all kinds of things that I didn't know growing up, whatever. But I think that the best social experiment that kind of took place that year was the girls really badgered the boys into good bathroom etiquette.
Put the toilet seat down.
Keep it clean.
Yeah, so I just want to say you're welcome
Okay.
to all those boys that got married at some point, because all of the girls that lived on my floor were really like hard on them, like mothering them.
Clean
like,
the toothpaste out of the sink when you're done.
If you sprinkle,
you
when
wipe
you
it up.
tinkle, yeah, all
Wipe-
of that. Hand washing, especially. Boys are bad at hand washing.
Oh my God,
Yeah, it's such
they're
a
still
pain.
bad.
So it became, and honestly, it smelled better when the girls shared the bathrooms with the boys, because they sprayed
Do you have to
so much
clean,
perfume.
clean out the hairs in the,
All
the
of it.
sink when after shaving
all
and,
of it.
like that?
So
Okay, cool.
so there were some gains.
Well,
that came
thank
out
you
of
on
that.
behalf
You're
of men
welcome.
everywhere. Thank you.
I did tell my son, I had to pull him aside for this one at the start of his freshman year. I said, watch. I said, when the girls go to the shower at the beginning of the semester, they're going to be covered head to toe.
Yep.
Big the robes and all like that.
Yes.
I go in about, like you said, in about 4 weeks.
Yep.
They're just going to be running back and forth on a towel. And he told me at like Thanksgiving, Joe, Dad, you're actually right. It's exactly what happened.
And all modesty goes away.
Yeah,
my
so
God.
it's only a 5 minute trip across the hall, so I can make it. All right,
yeah.
Melissa, time for a second message from the St. Antoine communities. I'm sure none of that happens at St. Antoine.
No,
so-
no, we
They do at
never
St.
share
Antoine's
bathrooms. No.
Okay, good.
Everyone has their own.
Okay, there we go.
That's a good selling point, right?
Everybody has their own bathroom.
Oh gosh! All right, so I had to think about. We are starting to finally put together our community event schedule, but one thing I always like to kind of put on the radar for folks that are listening this time of year is we have a date for the Alzheimer's Caregiver Conference that takes place at the Crowne Plaza every year. It's my favorite event that I attend annually. It's a great opportunity to come out if you are someone who are presently taking care of a loved one who's been recently diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's, or you're sort of a little more knee deep in the process. But it's a wonderful all-day event, educational opportunities, great way to meet different vendors, whether it's looking for home support or community-based programs or long-term care placement for a loved one. It's sort of all hands on deck, an all-day event where you can come attend for free, and walk through all the vendor tables and collect as much information, resources, and supports as you need. The date of that event is actually April 23rd. I will be there. I will have a table there. I will also be attending because I like to go and just kind of soak up a little new knowledge, kind of on latest trends, etc. So, if you are interested, jump on the Rhode Island Chapter Alzheimer's Association website. You can register for free, get your name on it. I won't say it sells out, but it's packed. So get your name to make sure that you have secured a spot. April 23rd, Crowne Plaza. Thank you.
Is that an event that somebody who was recently diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia would go to?
It's funny. Over the years, I've seen this evolution happen where most of the attendees that would come are caregivers, bringing, whether it's adult children caring for a parent, so a couple siblings come together to kind of learn together, or a spouse or whatever. And over the years, we've started to see folks actually bringing their spouse with dementia or bringing, especially if they're newly diagnosed, because they want to participate. And I think honesty has become a new trend with caregivers, sharing honestly with your husband, your wife, your sibling, whoever, you've been diagnosed with this and this is going to be a journey. So let's do this together. I want to make sure you have some say. I want to, before things start to shift.
Right.
So I enjoy when that happens because everyone there is very sensitive. And when they come to our table, I take the time to interact with them specifically as well. It's a great day. It's a great day.
I would think that it's easier to manage the later parts of the disease if the person who is diagnosed has some participation at the beginning part.
I'm giving you a Disney perspective, a very
yes, I
Susie
gotcha.
Sunshine
Right,
perspective.
right.
There are some folks that have been recently diagnosed, or sort of, we call it the 1 foot in, 1 foot out stage, where there's some awareness and then there's some
Right, of
losing
course.
control. They are
Yep.
sort of bitter and angry. That type of personality usually doesn't attend this event,
Right.
Because they are just bucking the whole thing
Sure.
and feeling like you're stripping away my choices and my independence, and that's not happening to me. And just a very much denial stage.
Yep.
So typically, the softer, either all in, further along with dementia, or early on, is what we'll see. The middle ground is a little more challenging.
Yeah, sure.
That space, those
Makes
folks
sense.
don't usually attend. So yeah, but.
But in other words, it's open to everybody.
Yeah, and I'll be putting a link, actually, I should say, for the event now that we have the date and the flyer issued to us from Rhode Island chapter. I will be putting that on our social media page in the next few days, so definitely stay tuned for that link.
All right, very
Yeah.
good. More of the Coffee AM program coming up. Stick around.
Thank you.
First news, best music. This is ON Radio.
Integrity, trust, service. 3 words that sum up what you can expect from the Carew Investment Group at 2190 Mendon Road in Cumberland, Rhode Island. Established in 1987, we've been helping local investors to build wealth and guide them through their golden years of retirement using quality stocks of companies that you know, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We also use investment-grade bonds and low-cost exchange-traded funds. To find out more about our services and for a quality conservative approach to investing, call us at 765-8880. Integrity, trust, service. The Carew Investment Group. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
They are open and ready to serve you. Lynn's Hibachi Buffet, Sushi, and Grill is serving freshly grilled hibachi, sushi, and classic Asian dishes. They offer sizzling steak, shrimp, and chicken made to order, plus a fresh sushi bar with 30-plus hand-rolled varieties daily and seafood, including crawfish, clams, mussels, salmon, and more. Great weekend specials, too. Be sure to follow them on Facebook. Lynn's Hibachi Buffet, Sushi, and Grill is open 7 days a week for lunch, dinner, and takeout. Lynn's Hibachi Buffet, Sushi, and Grill, 401 Clinton Street, Woonsocket, next door to the Woonsocket Motor Inn. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
We are local and live at 99.5.
It's Coffee and right here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan along with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper. And we got a guy down in Cranston not doing the good things here. Cranston man arrested on child enticement charges in Massachusetts. 33-year-old Michael Gallo began in late January after police received a tip he was allegedly sending lewd images, videos, and messages to a minor through Snapchat.
Yeah, thinking it was somebody else, right?
He reportedly told a 14-year-old girl he was not. This person wasn't 14 and probably wasn't even a girl.
Right, it was probably a cop.
That he was 22, and they made arrangements. We're going to meet in Somerset, Massachusetts, not too far away from Cranston, but decent drive. So when Gallo finally arrives, the cops are waiting for him.
Yeah.
He was arrested, charged with distributing obscene matter to a minor, 2 counts of enticement of a child under 16, and accosting another person. I don't know where that came from. Right now, he is not out. He is being held on $25,000 bail.
I hate Snapchat.
I do too.
I just
I
want
got
you
rid
to
of
know
it.
that.
Do you
I
kids
took
use
it
it?
off my phone.
They do now. Well, my oldest.
My
yes,
daughter
but
doesn't
I
use Snapchat.
did not allow it until literally the summer of last year, and I'm not even sure why I allowed it. I shouldn't have, but it was sticky terrain in middle school with friends that had Snapchat. But I think it's the whole component of it comes up and it goes down. Evidence
Yeah.
goes away. So that is the space where the most amount of bullying happens, in my opinion.
Okay.
And for kids that are insecure in friendships or whatever, and they're aware of maybe conversations taking place in Snapchat land, you're never gonna have the evidence. You're only gonna have the instinct and the suspect, and all. It just creates so much insecurity and mental health issues in middle school that I advise to any parents that might be listening, stay away from it until your kid is mature enough to understand that and accept that happens. And are you okay if that were to happen to you? And yeah, because once you're in, it's just awful. I'm so tired of social media.
I am too. I've got rid of that. I've taken Instagram off my phone every once in a while. I just go through one of these phases. I just delete it. And then I always come back. I don't know what the problem is with me.
Well, you have work associated with. That's
I
kind
do.
of my
I have
struggle.
work.
I have
So
work
I have work on
associated.
Facebook. I need to have an account on Facebook, LinkedIn. I have my account with LinkedIn because there'll be social media posts I want to post there, which is a little more professional social media. So there's that's different. But yeah, even Facebook these days, it's just saturated with everything that's wrong with everything in life. And I'm just...
It's a negative space.
And I want to get rid of it. And I'm like, I don't, but I sort of need it, but I don't need it.
You need all your algorithms. My daughter's figured out. She's a very mature 15-year-old, and she has figured out how algorithms work and how to reset them if they start to skew into a different direction. But
have her text
puppies
me
and
so
babies.
I know how to do that.
Just all your feeds, all your conversations in life should surround puppies and babies, and all of your feeds will be these happy little silly
that's right,
animal videos. Because if I open up her Instagram to check periodically, it legit is
puppies.
It's all animals. It is. It's such a monopoly, and it's scary, and it's a dark world where they're watching, and it can really affect you and your mood,
right?
And depression for a lot of people.
Right.
I don't really check out Instagram until I get a message that someone I follow on Instagram, which is usually a family member, has posted something there. Well, let's see what they're up to. And it's usually not nastiness. It's like, here's a new car. Oh,
right.
That's very nice. Okay. Yep. And X, I'll use it for, I'll look up dad jokes.
What, on Twitter?
Yes.
On X, sorry.
On X, yeah. And therefore you chuckle.
Yeah.
It's going,
I don't even have that on my phone. I used to have Twitter on, and then I got rid of it.
What I'm happy to be departing from in social media land, it felt like during the high school years, or sort of when your kids are in high school, are sort of the glory years of, and you want these memories to pop back up, right? You want to have the winning goal or the whatever, so you might post it, share it with your friends and family. We happen to have a lot of family out in the West Coast. They're able to see our world easily versus me texting them everything all the time. But anyways, my point is the yucky side of it in the high school land is, when friends or whoever post pictures of their kids doing thing and your kid's not a part of it. And you're like, whoa, why would they ever put that out there? And you start to second guess things. I'm ready to be out of that space for that reason, because you are aware of things, trips that other people go on, and all the things that they have. The new fancy car they have, my God, they just replaced that 2 years ago. Like, how are they affording another one?
Right.
You just get sucked into the space of competing and unintentionally, sizing yourself up.
I'm not competing with my niece who just bought a new car. I'm like, okay.
But you subconsciously, and this is the sociologist to me in my background, but it's part, you don't even mean to do it, but you're like, man, wouldn't that be nice to go on another trip?
I would have
Tim's
liked to
going on 5 trips this year. My
That's why I don't post anything.
I want to be...
I don't want you to get mad.
Because you realize I made you jealous.
No, I feel really bad about it. I'm still going to tell you about all my adventures, but I feel bad about them.
I want to be Tim.
I want to be Tim. In my next life, I want to buy frying pans and go on.
It's not as glamorous. Frying pans. See? That's Tim. That's the real Tim.
That's how you afford the chips. You buy the cheapest pan.
Let me tell you about the swell rake I got, Tim. All right.
Think about buying a new lawnmower this year.
Yeah, all right. We sound like one of those you're turning into your dad commercials.
Oh, I am. So my friends
funny.
kid around. They're like, you are every person that Dr. Rick talks to. And I have a really good friend, Peter, who's actually a psychologist. He's a professor at Stonehill. He's my Dr. Rick. He totally is. I'm the guy standing over the manhole going,
hey, what are you doing?
What are you doing in there? You guys got high voltage down there or low voltage?
Okay, we're leaving now.
We're leaving now. Oh, we'll be back.
No, we won't. Great commercials. All right.
I think they should have a that's a series of commercials I think you can make a television show out of.
I don't know. You might get sick of it after a while.
Maybe
but,
a couple years. You could get a couple years out of it.
The one where they were all upset because the guy was building the fire incorrectly.
Yes.
I thought that was great. The piles were wrong.
Every Boy Scout dad ever. That's exactly what
you're
that
doing
is.
it wrong.
You can't. You got a teepee. You got to make it a
That's
teepee because the flames, air's got to get in and go up.
All right, moving on now. All right, things are getting political. And Helena Folks is just going to jump on everything going wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And when the report came out that Rhode Island is 50th in roads in the United States, here she is.
Do we need a report for that, or could you just get in your car?
Well,
oh my God.
We have to tell the people in Illinois that if you go into Rhode Island, they've got the worst roads. Right. So Helena Folks has come out, and guess who she's blaming? The governor.
Shocking.
She's going right after Dan McKee. This is all your fault. She said, despite a $1 billion budget, Rhode Island is last among the 50 states due to the governor's incompetence. A McKee campaign spokesperson responded, saying the governor has made historic investments in roads to catch up on decades of neglect.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we forget is we live in New England. You're going to have frost, and you're going to have stuff get underneath the top layer of pavement, which is going to peel it off, going to create the potholes.
But then why isn't New Hampshire and Maine and Vermont?
That's a very good.
I agree with that statement,
That's a very
Joe.
good question.
So I don't know where they fall in the list, by the way. But are they in the top 10?
Well, I think...
Why are we number one? They get more.
They repave
frost.
their roads every year, it seems. When I go up 93, it seems like they're always taking a 10-mile stretch of 93 and laying down new pavement. And they do it either at night or covertly during the day, because you never really are inconvenienced by traffic cones and lane changes.
Everybody
and all
into
that
one
other
lane.
stuff. Right. You're never in that situation.
Yeah.
It's really kind of crazy.
I like to say I think oversight's the issue. I don't think she's directly blaming him as much as it is like
No,
there's
she's
no one
she's
circling
blaming
back.
him.
Well, I mean, she's blaming him, but
wants
Blaming
she
him
wants to
because
be
of
you have to,
LP,
right?
Because,
Yeah.
right.
But the issue, like, we had our road was a disaster. Our street, my street that I live on, was a disaster. We've been in that house for 13 years, all the way up till 3 years ago. And then we've been complaining, asking. Finally, it got done. But it was spontaneous, and that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But my point in sharing this is, so the road is less than 3 years old. And for the last 2 years, brand new road. The frost heaves have been ridiculous on my street. Like, it is nothing else. It is, and I have a fairly new car, and we are talking like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
all the way down my road. It was clearly laid wrong. I have complained up the wazoo to our town about the fact that I knew it when I watched them lay the road.
Yeah.
I didn't have to be a specialist, and I knew they were doing a shortcut Band-Aid job on our road. They were just trying to cheap fix. Let's get it down.
Right.
And now here we are, and we are already having major cracks, maybe major
Upheavals.
potholes,
Yeah.
everything as a result of it. Less than 3 year old road times our whole state, and I just feel like a lot of it is not being mindful. Like you said, how does New Hampshire not have issues? How does Maine not have issues?
I don't know.
They have colder temperatures than us. Let's get
Yeah,
our
more
crap
snow.
together and figure this out. But we're not doing the proper layering process, in my opinion, and we're not taking into account what's happening underneath with roots and frost heaves.
And I think we're in a. Do you need to go?
We got to take a break.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll come back to this.
All right.
Good frost heave talk.
Good for us to talk.
All right. Time for the forecast, being brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Partly sunny skies today with a high near 60 degrees, light and variable winds, and only a 20% chance of a little rain shower. Tonight, a 50% chance of rain, maybe even thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 54, a breeze from the south up to 25 miles per hour. Thursday's weather. An 80% chance of rain, mainly before 4 p.m. Temperature falling to around 38 degrees by 5 p.m. with southwest winds up to 25 miles per hour. A tenth to a quarter of an inch of rain is possible Thursday. Thursday night, 30% chance of some snow, mainly before 7 p.m. as it ends, and then it's just mostly cloudy skies in the early evening and gradual clearing all Thursday night, overnight low of 28. Friday's weather mostly sunny with a high of 45. Friday night, 40% chance of some rain, mostly cloudy and 35. Saturday, mostly sunny and a high of 47. Sunday, mostly cloudy and 46, calm wind. Sunday night, some rain comes in, cloudy skies, and overnight low of 36. Monday, 90% chance of rain all day, high of 58, and a south wind up to 30 miles per hour. Monday night, rain continues, mostly cloudy skies, overnight low of 31. And on Tuesday, mostly sunny, high for the day of 40 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, where we do have mostly sunny skies, temperature reading pretty nice, 45 degrees. Questions about youth or high school sports, Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org.
Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up gołąbki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
Your car will look showroom fresh when you bring it to Executive Auto Wash. Whether it's a quick extended exterior wash, or a full-service detail, Executive Auto Wash makes your ride sparkle inside and out. With state-of-the-art equipment, fast service, and attention to every detail, you'll drive away shining in minutes. Be sure to ask them about how you can have monthly unlimited washes. Don't settle for ordinary. Treat your car like royalty at Executive Auto Wash, Winter Street, Woonsocket. Executive Auto Wash, where a clean car is always in style.
ON Radio.
It's Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callahan along with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper. And Tim, time for first message from Navigant Credit Union.
Thank you, Joe. Just a little basic banking 101 for folks out there who are maybe not totally familiar with Navigant Credit Union, although to state, I'm not sure why we keep throwing all this information out at everybody. But in the event you're looking for a new checking account, make your life a little bit easier and a little more rewarding, we offer you the Navigant Credit Union Journey Rewards checking account with an opportunity for you to earn 3% APY on balances up to $20,000. So you can earn interest, high interest, on money in your checking account. Plus, we'll give you refunds on ATMs that you may use nationwide. So if you go to an ATM and they charge you a fee, we're going to rebate your fee nationwide as long as you use there's 3 qualifying services you need to use with the Journey Rewards checking account, probably stuff you're already doing, but you need to enroll in electronic statements. That saves a little bit of money from sending postage and paper out. Also saves the environment. Just make one direct deposit or an automatic payment per qualifying cycle. So that's usually a 30-day period. It's usually the month. And if you make 12 debit card purchases per cycle, and that's very easy for most people to do, you can get qualified to earn these great rates and services on the Journey Rewards checking account. And if you don't do it one month, don't worry about it. It resets for the following month. So it's not like if you don't do it, you lose it forever. If you don't hit one of those qualifying things, then you can get it the following month. So Journey Rewards checking, we've had it for a long time. It's a great account, interest-bearing checking account. It bounces up to $20,000 through the qualifying activity. So navigantcu.org, go online. You can even sign up for the account online, or you can go in and visit us in Park Square.
All right, Tim, thanks. And let's see. The Rhode Island Department of Health is warning there's been a recent spike in drug overdoses in certain towns all along the western part of the state. Burrillville, Foster, Gloucester, Situate, Cranston got in there too. They're not quite in the western part of the state, but in that area. Between March 2nd and 8th, just an increase in non-fatal overdoses in those communities. They're stuck inside with the blizzard and got nothing better to do.
What's a non-fatal overdose? I thought if you it means
you didn't die.
Somebody caught you and sent you to the hospital.
Yeah,
I got you. I didn't know if it was like a Narcan thing. They OD'd. They don't say Narcan, and we're back right at it the next day.
The state monitors overdose trends in 11 regions, and the alert is in Region 7, which includes those towns that we were talking about. So just something to be aware of.
That fluctuates too, doesn't it? It's not always the western part. Sometimes it's the inner cities. Sometimes
I feel like Northern Rhode Island is always.
Cumberland was in there one year.
Cumberland, Woonsocket, North Smithfield, Burrillville. Like I feel like those are normally the target communities for that kind of announcement. But yeah, I'm a little surprised that you said western.
Yeah.
Well, they're all in the western part of the state, except for Cranston.
The northern.
There's nothing to do out there.
Maybe that's it.
It's the woods.
All right. Brown University is going to offer hostile intruder training to students, faculty, and the staff. It all starts next week in the aftermath of the shooting that happened on December 13th. FBI trained instructors will lead the sessions, which will be available in person or virtually. I don't know why you want to do this virtually. This is something you really should do in person. University officials said the goal is to allow participants to assess rapidly changing situations, make informed decisions, and protect themselves and others. So,
we have noticed an uptick in the applications for the foundation for our March deadline. Security. Mm-hmm. It's camera systems. It's locking doors.
Metal detectors?
No. I don't. Well, I haven't looked at it in a couple of days. It could be something in there for that, but not. It's mostly camera systems. Like everybody needs to either upgrade or replace cameras. Most people are saying they have an old camera system that is like a closed circuit CCD, whatever they call that, and it's the grainy images and stuff like that. They want to replace it with the 4K high def night vision, motion sensor, all the things, and I certainly can see why they would need that. I visited a school in Pawtucket yesterday, which was an awesome school. I love it. It was St. Teresa's. It's off of Newport Avenue. small school, 300 students. They just got it going on. But they were really concerned with, number one, they had an intercom system that was from 1954. And we funded a replacement for that.
You can picture the stainless steel microphone at the front desk.
Remember the big consoles with all the switches and stuff?
Click.
Each classroom had a switch.
You hear a little crackle before morning announcements.
Wow.
So
Good
we were
morning,
able to
students.
we were able to fund. Now it's literally the microphone,
Yeah.
a button,
Yeah.
and then a telephone.
So
That's it.
wireless and
But they had in one weekend they'd replaced all of the speakers or put new speakers in every classroom, up and down the hallways, into bathrooms, so that they can hit a button and all the speakers would go, or they can hit the phone system and choose a classroom to call in. It was, but that's the kind of grant I'm seeing this time around, and I think it's all been spearheaded
Based
by
on this, sure.
Brown and the Pawtucket ice skating rink thing.
Yeah. Okay. This goes back to back the intercom system from 1954.
Yeah.
Back when they built things that lasted.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm looking at Dave's
It's 50 years later.
his transponder over there, the receiver over there, whatever that one is, with all the tubes and stuff that can. That's what it was back then. It was all of that giant technology. It was a huge board, and rocker switches up and down, and
that's funny because I was born in Pawtucket, and I have an older brother and older sister, and they went to St. Teresa's school.
Oh, really?
And if we hadn't moved to Cumberland, I would have gone there too.
Yeah, okay.
And the joke was, my mother finally told the school, in April, "That's it. I'm not buying any more bow ties for my son." He'd go to school with a bow tie and came home, didn't have it. Where is it? I don't know. Well, why'd you take it off? I don't know. So, and they finally said, "Don't worry about it." Only kid in the school without the bow tie. They probably changed their
dress code.
There were no ties, but there were uniforms. So
little polo
they wore
shirts or
uniforms.
something.
little polo shirts and nice little dresses.
All right, the good news up in Massachusetts, transit police say major crime on the MBTA is down 13%.
It's great.
That is good news. The trend is largely driven by fewer robberies and thefts across the entire transit system. Police recorded 712 major crimes last year, which is fewer than the 823 they had in 2024. The figures cover serious offenses such as robbery, assault, and larceny. Transit Police Superintendent Richard Sullivan said this is due to the outstanding dedication and professionalism of the men and women of the Transit Police Department.
Okay.
So,
You have to assume, going back to cameras, there's got to be a camera influence in that too, right?
well, there's a camera on every bus.
Yeah.
People
I know
feeling
that.
like they
I-
might get
I'm
caught,
about
not
the-
gonna.
The T's, yeah.
I don't know about
Yeah.
the T. If there's a
I think so.
T.
I
There were
have
the
to
T's too.
assume that, no?
I just haven't seen. I'm looking back to Facebook. I'm thinking, have I seen any videos taken from the T? I guess I have. When the doors open,
Yeah.
people going in and out. So yes, I guess there are cameras on the subway cars as well.
I mean, it's good. At least the people can have a little more sense of safety or security going on there without freaking out, thinking that they're going to get mugged or something when they get on the T.
Well, it all depends. I always heard this. It all depends on which line you go on.
Oh, maybe.
So you
Depends
just
on where
got-
it goes, right?
Where you head, where you're heading, and maybe you don't want to go on that line.
Actually,
Maybe you don't wanna
Dorchester's
go on
not as
that
bad
line.
as it used to be.
No, it's not. All right, but it's good news that that's down. And speaking of Boston, like Newport, they have their St. Patrick's Day parade, and the Newport police say they're cracking down, and they're bringing people as far away as Charlestown, police from Charlestown to
Really?
monitor the crowd.
Oh, really?
and coming in from the other side, from Tiverton.
Yep.
Come on over and help us because it's just a rowdy mess sometimes in Newport. But the same thing happens in Boston.
Yeah.
And my daughter has been surrounded by it. And so this year, Boston police, they're announcing a zero tolerance policy. So we'll see what's going to happen. Ahead of it's Sundays is the St. Patrick's Day parade in Boston. State and local lawmakers say they hope local education leaders could help tamp down what they call an unacceptable atmosphere. This includes the public drinking, the violence, the unsafe rooftop gatherings, and the other things people, mostly the men, do in public when they really can't find the bathroom. All right. A task force has been assembled to address public drinking.
Especially when you've been drinking.
And underage alcohol smuggling on the T. The state's Alcohol Beverage Control Commission will work with police, bars, and liquor stores to prevent underage alcohol purchases throughout the weekend. My daughter, who has been in Boston for the parade when this has happened, and she tells me, well, the problem is the people along the parade route that are in their apartments along the route are just throwing alcohol down to whoever wants it. if they're not asking for IDs.
Yeah.
Hey, free beer. Well, a bunch of hands just go up.
Right.
And they just, there you go. So
Yeah.
it's just, it's insane.
It's St. Patrick's Day. The Irish get a bad rap with that holiday.
It's such a happy day.
It's supposed to be happy.
I was in
Dulling
Boston.
the sparkle of a very happy occasion.
I was in Boston once for St. Patrick's Day. Went in very early because we had tickets. A bunch of us had tickets to the Bruins game that were playing that day. So we were in early, and we were able to get into the bars before they got crazy. And as we were leaving the bars to walk to the garden, all the signs went up in all the bars. Now there was a cover charge, $30.
Wow.
To get in.
Yeah.
Well, I said, well, what is U2 playing? I mean, who's playing? Well, it's just some dude on a guitar, and but they were all packed. I said,
Yeah.
oh, it's a supply and demand thing
Right,
here.
totally.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Right. Surge pricing.
Yeah. So if you got in at like, I don't know, maybe we got in at 10 in the morning,
Yeah.
no cost.
Yep.
11 in the morning, we start charging.
What are you doing at 10 in the morning in a bar, Joe? Just out of curiosity.
Waiting for the Bruins game to
Okay.
just come around a one.
I'm sure they were serving orange juice and coffee.
It was a yummy breakfast inside the fine watering hole that I was in. All right, no surprise. Home heating oils are climbing in Massachusetts as well as in
Everywhere.
Rhode Island. I
Price
mean,
of gas,
what
oh
else
my
is
God.
going to go crazy? The average cost for a gallon of home heating oil
Yep.
in Massachusetts, $3.50.
Let's just hope.
That's just today.
Right. Well,
or
let's just
yesterday.
hope
It's-
that the weather just finally breaks and we're not going to be in massive need of keeping the heat on it.
unfortunately,
temperatures.
the temperatures are going down. as
Well,
over
yeah,
the
but
next
they're
few
not
days.
going. They're not going to go too bad.
So we're one
No.
of those families that have the locked-in rate with
Yeah.
our oil company,
I do
and
too.
I'm cringing
Yeah.
because I'm waiting for the
Catch up.
Hey,
Yeah.
we know we locked you in. However, we did not anticipate a whatever 30-40% spike, and
It's very interesting. The gas company has a. I do the gas company budget plan. I only do it mostly because I like the smoothness of the month. Right.
Yeah,
I know
us too.
it's predictable. I know what
Yep.
I'm going to pay every month. Versus the wintertime, all of us have $1,000 gas bill. I'm like,
Yep.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
But I still watch the actual usage of gas throughout the course of the year when I look at my bill. In the summertime, you're spending couple hundred bucks on fuel, and then all of a sudden you're using like $50 worth of fuel. You're
Yeah.
not using a lot,
Yeah.
and it's that time you're going, okay, good, I'm banking that. Banking that. And then you go through several months, and then all of a sudden the winter hits, and now you're starting to see all of a sudden there's like $700 in 1 month. I'm like, okay, well there goes all that saving from the summer.
well, whoever predicted that the month of February was going to have like
Well, right. Yeah.
single
Digits
digits,
for
like
the
for
entire
3
month,
weeks
right.
straight. I don't even know how many weeks.
Right. That's
but-
going to be the gross part this year because then there's and then at the end there's a catch up. So everything that you've paid for the
Right.
year, if you haven't, if you still owe money, they start billing you the difference.
Right.
So at that point, you get your monthly bill, your traditional monthly budget bill, and which is based on the previous year's usage, which
Right.
will now be higher because of that month. And then you'll have to pay the catch-up costs too.
Yeah.
So there's always a catch-up.
Always. All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program, but more coming up. So, Tim, time for a second message, please, from Navigant Credit Union.
Yeah, so it's going to be getting into home buying season, folks. You may be thinking about it's time to make a change. As Melissa said, maybe you're thinking about moving down South County, and you're looking for somebody to help you with all your mortgage needs. Well, Navigant Credit Union has a full array of mortgage products, everything from your basic fixed rate 30-year mortgage, right on through to some of the complex construction loans, which in our case are actually pretty cool because it's a one closing construction loan. You come in, you close, you lock the rate in, and then they distribute money throughout the construction process until the loan is done, and then we convert your loan from a construction loan to traditional mortgage, but without changing the rate. So the rate always remains the same. So it's really great, the construction loan that we have. We have FHA loans, VA loans, jumbo loans, you name it, and just a wide variety. But the one thing you might want to do before you start getting into this process is find out how much you can actually afford. And that would be by giving us a call at the credit union, asking for one of our great mortgage originators. I was with them the other day, and they're all excited and ready to go for the spring. But give them a call, ask them for a pre-approval letter, where we'll tell you exactly how much you can afford. And you can go into a deal or a transaction with that comfort of knowing exactly what it is that you can pay for, and you can make an offer based on that. So navigantcu.org, all that information is on our website and our lending center, or you can give us a call online at 233-4700, or of course, you're always welcome to come into our branch offices. This one closest to us is in Park Ave.
Excuse my ignorance, Tim, but what is a jumbo loan?
A jumbo loan is generally something where the amount of money you borrow is greater than like $750,000 or $1 million.
Okay.
They're just bigger loans. There might be a little more due diligence that has to take place when you're doing something like that. But some places won't do loans with for more than $750,000. Right? They're going to do up to that point, and that's some of the smaller institutions. And it's a lot of money you got to take out of the reserves in order to make that payment for somebody. So some places are limited on what they can do, but most banks and financial institutions can do some sort of a jumbo mortgage.
Gotcha. All right, more coffee and coming your way. Stick around.
ON Radio.
Transforming a house into a home, your home. That's what Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center can do for you. Kitchen styles for 2026 will feature warm, earthy neutrals, mixing natural wood with modern finishes and blending different styles like transitional and contemporary. Key trends include moody color palettes, custom storage, natural stone, and sleek, minimalist hardware. Talk to Kevin and his staff at Cumberland Kitchen and Bath Design Center showroom in the McDonald's Plaza, Mendon Road, Cumberland, just off Route 295. Visit CumberlandKitchen.com.
Dollar Saver Guy with this week's ON Radio Dollar Saver Half Price Deal of the Week. We've got a $50 Little General Convenience Store gift card. $50 price tag, we get it to you for half price, $25. Good in Woonsocket, North Smithfield, and Harrisville. Certificates on sale this Friday morning, 10 a.m. online at onradio.dollarsaver.com. That's the letters ON Radio, dollarsaver.com.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
We're local and live at 99.5 FM.
Yeah, Coffee Ann right here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan along with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper. And you just heard, on Friday at 10 in the morning at this website, onradio.dollarsaver.com, you can purchase a $50 gift certificate to Little General Store for only $25. So just something to keep in mind.
Some Wright's
and remember, this is not an unlimited number.
Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
It's not an unlimited number of gift certificates.
That's true.
And once we sell the ones we have,
they're going
to be gone. So
it's on Saturday morning?
I have to say,
Friday morning.
Little General is right around the corner from my house, and I think to myself, like, the things that I get there are so odd.
Yeah.
But thank God it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I say that all the time. But over the years, it's not like I've ever gone. And I know some people go in for their, like, especially the deli. That's like the big draw. But they have specific things they go in for every single week.
Right.
I do not. I have very odd things that I go in for, and.
Well, we used to have. Do you remember the Little General Store in Cumberland, Joe? The red building, right? The Fred's or Norm's place on Diamond Hill Road.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner.
Is it still an empty building?
Yeah, still an empty building. It's too bad. I mean, I know the folks that own it. I don't know if that's ever going to change, but I do remember my wife saying to me one day, "I need clam juice or chopped clams." And I'm like, well, you know what? I'll just run over to Little General. She looks at me and she goes, "Little General is not going to have chopped clams." I'm like, honey, Little General has everything.
Accepted.
So I go out, I go in and I talk to the owner. I'm like, "Hey, Norm, do you guys have any chopped clams?" "Yeah, over there on the shelf. There's two things of chopped clams." That was it. And I was like, "Okay, thank you." And I walked back home and here you go, honey.
They weren't expired.
He goes, "What's the expiration date?"
Yeah,
I didn't check the expiration. It was not expired.
Okay, good.
But
That
it
is
was
a good
there was
story.
dust on it though. So.
That is a good story. I'm trying to think of the oddest things we bought, and I can't. I don't even know. But that one would
That's
trump
a good
probably
one.
whatever I'm thinking of.
Right.
All right, so this is right out of Gilligan's Island.
Oh, I love Gilligan's Island.
All right, so what were they always worried about, besides the headhunters? They're always worried about quicksand.
Yeah, quicksand was a big
That was
thing.
going to be a big. That was always going to be the.
I thought for sure as I was growing up, that's how I was going to perish. Was going to be in quicksand.
If you're
somewhere.
going to Arizona's Glen Canyon National Park, the visitors are being warned about the quicksand in Arizona. The National Park Service issued the alert for the park located along the Arizona-Utah border, saying it may be present throughout the park near the shoreline and drainage areas.
That is scary.
Now, officials note that quicksand can appear dry and firm on the surface, but can instantly cave in. Park goers are urged to be aware of their surroundings when walking along those areas. The warning comes as spring break travel ramps up.
So what's
That
the best
is
way to prevent
scary.
yourself from going to quicksand?
Have a stick.
I think no. You're supposed to put your arms out, right?
Well,
or
you
something
can
like
you can
that?
also back float. because it's just water.
Have you ever seen Princess Bride? That's the quicksand is the scariest.
I was thinking more like
possibility
Blazing
ever.
Saddles.
Yeah.
But
Oh my gosh.
But the quicksand you fall in might only be like 2 feet or 3 feet. You can just stand up.
I'm not picturing
It's
that.
not. They don't.
I'm not picturing
You're
it's only
picturing
2 feet.
Gilligan's Island, where you
Right.
I am.
Just
I
suck right
totally
in.
am.
No,
But
sometimes it's very
there was
shallow.
a story not long ago. Some of the beaches, was it in Maine or something? Kids used to dig big holes, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
became a problem. They were like, some people were sinking in. It was the same thing, only a couple feet deep. But yeah, I'm picturing now like the fence at Scarborough Beach, like tying rope to it, bring it to like your
Walking across.
sand, and then holding it all the way to the water.
just
so
in
that
case
way-
you needed, in case
We're
you
gonna
need to
pull
pull
you back.
yourself out.
All right. Let's see. A 44-year-old. Tim, you just flew, right?
I did.
Okay. A 44-year-old Connecticut woman is facing disorderly conduct and criminal trespassing charges for her airline behavior.
Oh.
Any bad behavior on the flights you're on?
Knock on wood. I have
Oh,
been
okay.
very fortunate. I haven't witnessed any of this craziness that goes on airplanes.
Okay.
I will tell you, though, that I flew Breeze on the way
Yeah.
back. What an awesome airline.
I love Breeze.
What
I
a great
agree.
experience that
Okay.
was.
We try to solely fly Breeze now.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to totally try to do that, too. I mean, I like JetBlue, but JetBlue's limited flights out of Providence.
Yeah.
Breeze has just a whole million of them going
Yeah, it
everywhere
keeps
now.
growing.
Yeah, which is
Yep.
great.
Well, Kristen Powers was advised an airline would not allow her to board a plane due to her high level of intoxication. And she was told to leave. You're
sounds
not
like
getting
her
on the
problem.
you're not getting on the airplane.
Yes.
Police said she was taken into custody because she didn't leave when she allegedly became belligerent and argumentative, telling the officers, I love when they say this, "Hey, place me under arrest." Okay.
Okay.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, right. The problem is it's the amount of time you wait. We got to get to the airport 2 hours ahead of time. Then I get to the airport 2 hours ahead of time and actually zip through security.
Yep.
And now I'm
Now
like,
you're
okay,
waiting.
now I'm here for an hour and a half. Now what do I do?
Yeah, well, no.
I'm
and
going to
then
go to
you-
the bar.
I'm going to have a drink at the bar. And
Yeah.
then your flight gets delayed. And you're like,
Right. I'll have another drink at the
I'll
bar.
have another drink. And then it gets delayed again.
Right.
Now
And
they're
you're in
saying-
trouble.
Now they're
Right.
saying get there earlier because TSA's got long lines. Because
Oh,
of
the lines
partial
in
government
Atlanta.
shutdown.
Right, the lines in Atlanta
Especially
and
at the
Orlando.
hubs. They're going to be nuts.
They told me to get in. I was flying out of Orlando, so they told me to get there. Breeze sent me an email, said you might want to consider getting there like 3 hours ahead of time.
Yeah.
I don't want to go 3 hours ahead of time. So I ended up going 2 hours ahead of time, and
No
still
problem.
the TSA was not bad
Okay.
going through the pre-check.
Yeah.
But they kept trying to sell me Clear, which is this service that essentially cuts the line at TSA. It allows somebody to walk you to the front of the line and just then you just
How
go
much
through.
is that?
It's $200 a year.
Well, what happened to the $85 pre-TSA?
That's
Yeah,
what
and
I'm
that's
saying.
still
this feels like
$85.
Disney. This feels like
Oh,
they're
yeah,
just
it's just
tacking
like
on
they're
the
ta-
yeah.
You want
Right.
to get to the front of the line. Here's your fast pass, but you got to
Right.
pay. Yeah, it's
Right.
the upcharging.
It
It's
is.
a lot.
Yeah.
It's and even
Yeah.
even Breeze, which I love, the flight was like $39.
Yeah.
But
You're paying
I
for
wanted to
luggage.
upgrade to a different seat. I wanted to make sure that I had this and that. And
You want a
know,
seatbelt?
all of a sudden, you want a seatbelt. Do you want to bring on luggage, or do you want
Yeah.
to? But it still was cheaper than
Yeah.
everything else.
The others. Okay.
And
Right.
it's the experience. Like I feel very safe on that airplane, and I
Right.
like the staff, and I like the cleanliness and all the things. And yeah, they have expanded. We had booked flights to San Diego. We ended up changing our trip, but like out as far as San Diego.
Yep. I like
stops.
I like the
I'm like, that's
3-2
crazy.
configuration so
Yes.
that you can. If I'm flying with my wife, we just have 2 seats. That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. The 54th annual Iditarod trail slug dog race is taking place in Alaska. There's 37 teams. This is big stuff.
Isn't this like 1,100 miles of running behind a dog?
Let's see. Well, yeah. The race typically takes top competitors 8 to 15 days to complete. So yeah, you're going a long ways here.
Yep.
The record for the fastest time is 7 days, 14 hours, 8 minutes, and 57 seconds. That was set in 2021.
Yeah, I don't know
So
if I feel worse
I don't
for
have
the
the
dogs or
actual.
the people.
I don't have. Well, the dogs love to run.
Yeah.
So they like doing this stuff, and they know when they need to rest. And then,
Yeah.
okay, we'll get up and run again. But 37 teams. That's
a lot of
That's a
teams.
lot of teams.
Yep.
I wish I don't have the.
It's the teams and their
time to look it up.
support because they run from one spot to another and then there's a team ready for you. They put the
Oh,
hay
another,
out on
another
the
set of
field.
dogs. And then,
No. Just
Okay.
the people who are assisting you in
musher?
your venture.
Yeah.
So like I would have a crew that would be at this next stop, take care of the dogs, take care of the sleds, me, and then the next day you get up and you go and I forget, it's not the first across the line, right? It's timed.
Because I don't think they all leave at
Right.
the same
It's not
time.
it's not a race against the next person. It's just how fast you do it time wise.
Yeah. But do it as fast as you can.
Do it as fast as you can. Hurry up.
All right, that'll wrap it up for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in. As always, Melissa Smith, thanks for coming on in today.
Thank you for having me. See you next week.
Very good. And Tim Draper, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Joe, for having me. And everybody, look outside. It's a beautiful day, another beautiful day, and enjoy the God-given weather.
I had my air conditioning on my drive home yesterday. It was 73. According to my car, I had the AC on because I had to make a phone call.
Yeah.
And with the windows down, and it's too noisy. So I put the AC on. It was a beautiful ride home. Aww. I love having the AC on in the winter. All right, stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember is coming up after the 9 o'clock news right here on ON Radio.
We are so spoiled.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Iran says it launched its heaviest operation overnight in its counterattack against the United States and Israel. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard told state media today that it launched missiles for about 3 hours overnight at U.S. and Israeli targets and called for the complete surrender of the enemy. NBC's Richard Engel in Tel Aviv.